Padres fans, we're here to give you a 360 view and an all-access pass to your San Diego Padres. Here's what we have on deck for today's show. We kick it off by getting the Padres' perspective of their very own teammates. Plus, the legend Tony Gwynn's wife herself drops her brand new gospel album. And we look for some inner peace while practicing some yoga with hitting coach Alan Zinter. All that and more now on Padres POV, presented by Nissan. Everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Padres POV presented by Nissan. I'm your host, Michelle Margot. Today, in honor of our yoga practice with Alan Zinter, we're taking you around to some of the most peaceful spots near the ballpark. We start here at the Embarcadero downtown. With views of the San Diego Bay, this is one of the more serene places within walking distance of Petco. And speaking of the ballpark, right across the way, we get to know the players through the eyes of their very own teammates. Take a look.
Three things that you guys need to know about me is one, I've never been surfing, so if anyone can give me some lessons, I'd be more than happy with that.
I love to play ping pong, one of my hobbies.
Die-hard LSU Tiger, football and baseball fan for sure.
I came here, got beat by Andy a couple times, pretty upset about that. So there's another guy in here, Torrenzin, he beat me a couple times, so a little disappointed in my game so far. I'm gonna need to get the rust off.
Pretty outgoing guy, pretty goofy. Love talking to guys and then a whole bunch of people. So if you see me on the road, don't be afraid to say hi.
I'm a big golfer. I really enjoy golfing, especially in the off season. I get to play a lot.
I actually enjoy reading a little bit. It's kind of an unusual hobby nowadays, but I like relaxing with the book and just getting into the zone and reading some good books. So if anyone has any suggestions, let me know.
I like Mexican food in North Carolina better than San Diego. Back home in North Carolina, when I eat Mexican food, I eat the chorizo plate. It's a piece of grilled chicken with chorizo on top and rice and beans. My go-to is also got queso on top too, so that's my go-to plate.
Best hair on the team. I know it's not me.
That would be a tough one. Obviously, it's not Will Myers, so I guess we can just go with that.
Best hair on the team's got to be Caps, Carter Caps. He, I saw a picture of him in the spring training with it way back. He's got a great head of hair, so very impressive.
Off the top of my head, I know Brad Hand. He's got a thick head on him, so maybe him, I guess. I haven't really dissected the hair too much.
I got to go with me. I'm going to be a little boastful, pretty humble, but I'm going to go. I have the best hair on the team.
How about Travis? Travis got some good.
Yeah, no, he thinks it's good. It's just nasty.
Travis is definitely not.
I'm not very superstitious, but I do, if I get a hit, I try to put my glove back in that same spot. I know it doesn't really do anything, but if you're putting your mind in a good spot, I think it'll help.
I wear the same stuff out every day, but I don't really think about it as superstition. I get my stuff washed. I don't wear the same socks without washing or anything like that.
I've seen guys that put their left sock on before their right sock, and their wrist tape has to be 3 inches long, and it can't be any higher than that.
Guys that go in the weight room, put their headphones in, and just basically just yell at the mirror or something. I have seen people sit there and just yell at a mirror and just get pumped up and stuff like that. It's just kind of weird.
The best dressed, oh man. I'm going to say me this year just because I've never been the best dressed and I just want to give it to myself for once.
Worst dressed, I think most people say Will Myers. He got his own style.
I don't think he knows what matching is. He wears these high white socks, and those went out a long time ago.
Definitely Will Myers. He comes to the field in shorts and t-shirts almost every day. He definitely can dress himself better than that, but he doesn't.
Turning our attention towards another National League team, this past week the Padres were the first opponent the Atlanta Braves played in their brand new ballpark, SunTrust Park. While the team was there, the Braves shortstop, Dansby Swanson, gave a tour of the amenities the park has to offer. Check it out.
Hey guys, I'm Dansby Swanson, and I'm here to give you a tour of our new home. It's our clubhouse. It's very open and round to where everyone can kind of like almost face each other, I guess. The lockers are organized. Guys were able to pick out some of the lockers. Veteran guys have a couple lockers to be able to put some more space or put some more stuff in. They did a phenomenal job. It's very, very well done. As you can see, we have a pool table. Some people like to play pool, kind of keep us entertained a little bit and keep the competitive spirit flowing around when we're not playing. This is Players Lounge. This is where we like to have fun and relax and everything. As you can see, we got arcade games set up, keep us entertained. Freddie Freeman's favorite game right here, Golden Tee. Mario Kart, pretty customizable, so we're definitely gonna have a lot of fun and once again, competitive. That's how we operate, so it's gonna be a good start to the year. It's just kind of a place where we can get our mind off baseball and just hang out and enjoy the company of each other and really form that bond, you know, as a team. Well, this is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen. It's movable storage. Didn't even know that existed, but guys, I guess it just helps with space, and guys are able to have their own lockers for storage and everything. So when we get shipments in of stuff that we are gonna need throughout the season, but we can't fit it in our locker, we just move it in here. So this is our weight room. This is where all the, I guess, off the field things that, other than the baseball activities, what matters most when guys come in here, they take care of themselves, and this is what helps us last throughout the season. It's gonna be nice to start using this again. It's all, you know, top-notch equipment. And this is the tunnel coming into the dugout onto the field. It's got all the lists of Gold Glove winners. My main man, Ender, won it last year. Definitely well-deserved. He was pretty amazing out there, so it's kind of cool to be able to watch him do his thing every night. You can learn a lot from him, too. Here's our dugout. It's nice how it's open and big, and it's pretty exciting thinking about the upcoming games and this season. Thanks, guys, for following me around. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I'll give you a little inside access of everything we got going on here.
That is a nice stadium, but USA Today still names Petco Park as the best ballpark. Coming up, we hit the yoga mats with Alan Zinter. Plus, Alicia Gwynn debuts her new gospel album. You don't want to miss it.
I found what I really have a passion for and what I love to do.
Back here on Padres POV, presented by Nissan, and sticking with our peaceful spots by the ballpark theme, we're now here at the Padres Park in the Park, located just beyond the outfield. One of the coolest and most recognizable parts of this park is the statue of Mr. Padre Tony Gwynn. The late Tony Gwynn's wife, Alicia, loves doing what she can for women empowerment, and her newest venture, dropping a new gospel album. Her single released on Sunday. Take a look.
We're celebrating Women's Week all week this week. This is like a women empowerment, teaching women how to, you know, empower themselves, just really come together and bond. The women here that have their own business, they all have little booths. There'll be speakers all throughout the day. We have some wonderful speakers, and we continue to really empower the women. It's something that Tony always asked me to do, is to sing, and I never did it. So I'm actually doing what he always wanted me to do. I've already been invited to North Carolina to a big women's hair show to perform, and so, you know, I see myself going different places and, you know, really singing in places where women are, to empower them. You know, my songs are really inspirational to encourage women, to encourage everybody, you know, all walks of life. So I see myself continuing to go further and higher because that's what I love to do. I feel like my music will encourage and help others.
Leave your problems behind. Don't worry about nothing.
I think after my grieving period, you know, everybody had these suggestions of how I should live my life and what I should do. So I sort of wrote the song like, you know, can't nobody tell you how to live, because, you know, I'm actually living my life.
Can't nobody tell you how to live.
I'm having a great time, you know, keeping Tony's legacy alive, but at the same time, having a great time singing it. You know, I found what I really have a passion for, what I love to do. And so I also sung the song to let women know to live your life, you know, do what you want to do, make yourself happy, you know, forget all the other stuff, you know, but just, you know, empower yourself also with happiness.
Alicia Gwynn is a woman of many talents. Her album, I Am, is available June 30th. Meanwhile, Fox Sports San Diego helped open Little League fields in Lakeside. Check it out.
Fox Sports has started a new partnership with the San Diego County Parks and Rec facilities, and we are sponsoring 7 different youth sports facilities throughout San Diego County.
This partnership between the park system and Fox Sports allows us to target those 7 parks that target youth athletics.
Lakeside National Little League has been a Little League since 1951. And we have been at this facility since 2009.
This is quite a nice facility here in Lakeside. 5 fields, and right now they're all packed with teams. They're all playing a tournament.
It really is a high-use park in that we have both our local teams and then teams from all over coming to use this facility, which is one of the premier ones in the county.
Fox Sports San Diego really feels strongly about supporting youth sports, especially baseball, with all of our young Padres fans here in San Diego.
With the partnership and bringing in more sponsorship money, we're able to do more of the big repairs with their help, like replacing our seats. We need to replace the turf.
Every community, that's the hub. You have mothers, grandparents, cousins, aunts, uncles. They all come to see the young individuals play in these parks.
All the facilities around San Diego County for youth sports are very important to keep the kids active, keep them healthy, and keep them off the streets from getting into any kind of trouble.
To be able to be out here and see these kids play on these fields that we're able to help support is truly special. So we love this partnership and hope it continues on for a long time.
Coming up after the break, Alan Zinter shows off his Zen side. And we go in depth with the Leapfrogs, the guys who landed on the field during military opening day. We'll be right back. But first, let's test your knowledge with some Padres POV trivia. How many years did hitting coach Alan Zinter spend in the minor leagues before making his big league debut as a player? Is it A, 6 years, B, 13 years, or C, 15 years? We'll tell you right after this. Welcome back to Padres POV. Before the break, we asked you how many years hitting coach Alan Zinter played in the minor leagues before ever making his major league debut. If you answered B, 13 years, you're correct. Zinter made his major league debut in 2002 for the Houston Astros. San Diego sports fans, be sure to check out Fox Sports San Diego's newest show, Inside San Diego Sports, airing every Tuesday night after Padres Live, the postgame show. Coming up this week on Inside San Diego Sports, we get an in-depth look at the end of an era at San Diego State with head basketball coach Steve Fisher's retirement and the beginning of a new era with Brian Dutcher taking over.
We're going to win. And I know you probably say, well, I've heard that before. We're going to win. He deserves to be the next head coach.
I'm here to say I'm going to do my best to maintain the culture of Aztec basketball.
In case you miss it, you can always visit foxsportssandiego.com for all the latest videos and articles. One of the most unique aspects of the San Diego Padres is their strong ties to the United States military. This year, on military opening day, the Leapfrogs landed on the field pregame. We find out what goes into their intense job.
Let's do this!
The Navy parachute team is mainly comprised of SEAL members. So guys that came from the SEAL team usually will do 2, 3, 4 deployments overseas before coming to the parachute team. It's a rocking job. I promise you every day is different and there's plenty of excitement.
For Petco, what we're going to do is we're going to do more of a low show. So we'll probably jump in from around 4,500 feet, but that also depends on how much time we have with the game. And so the less amount of time we have, the lower we'll jump from. Just be kind of coming on in, but more so focusing on, putting on a show for the crowd. Every jump is different.
It's a really surreal feeling, especially the first time doing it, jumping downtown, going over a skyscraper and seeing people right below you.
We take every jump seriously, and there's never a really calming feeling.
It's always good to be nervous. If you don't have that nerve, it doesn't give you that focus. And the last thing you want to do is be complacent when you're jumping downtown, over a city with water all around you. So definitely having some nerves is a good thing.
Padres is part of San Diego, but so is the U.S. Navy, so it's neat how that blends together. Makes me want to represent the Navy in the best way possible.
Padres being around as long as they have and being integrated with this city, the number of people in the city that are actually military or have military family members, I think it just only makes sense that the two and two come together.
Whether it's people are excited to see the parachutes or they're clapping, majority they're just thanking the military, and that's a way that they can show it.
Definitely an honor and a privilege. It's a nice break from a SEAL team, but I'm looking forward to getting back and being with the guys and the men and women overseas.
And still to come, Alan Zinter talks hitting with us while balancing in yoga poses. Stay with us.
I feel like I'm more sensitive to where a hitter is because I felt like I've been through a lot and experienced almost everything you can do as a hitter.
Welcome back to Padres POV, presented by Nissan. We continue our peaceful spots near the ballpark theme here at Coronado Bayview Park. With a gorgeous view of the downtown skyline and an outside perspective of Petco Park, this is sure to be the perfect spot for some calming meditation or even a little bit of yoga. Speaking of yoga, we practiced some yoga downtown overlooking the ballpark with hitting coach Alan Zinter as we got to know him. Check it out. Ready for some yoga?
Let's go, let's do it.
Hey guys.
Hi, Michelle. Nice to meet you.
Rachel.
Hi, Alan. Nice to meet you.
Rachel. Good to meet you. Welcome to Fit.
Thank you. How hard is this going to be?
We'll make it beginner. You guys will be good. Take a big inhale. Reach your arms high to the sky.
Got to check them, systems check.
Alan, how often do you do yoga?
I have not done yoga in about a year, but there was a time about 4 or 5 years ago that I was doing it once a week. I wish I would have done it when I was playing. I feel like it really linked my body together like I couldn't believe.
Exhale, hands to the mat, and just bring your knees down so you can take a little breather.
What do you see in this club right now?
I see exuberance, I see hunger, I see just a group of guys that are becoming a family. There's so much talent in this organization, and I'm so excited to be a part of this. These guys are every day getting after it, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Reach your arms out nice and wide. Press your arms down, press into the back arch of your foot.
What is the most challenging part of your job?
Oh, this is probably going to be the toughest part of my year right here, but The most challenging thing is just that when failure comes, to keep these guys head above water and to not let them dwell. That's why routines with elite athletes are huge, because it brings their mindset back to center. Like in yoga, you got to find that area where you can just find yourself and be consistent.
Let's try some balancing postures.
All right.
Test your balance. Above the knee, on the inner thigh. So wherever feels good to you.
What are some of your favorite things to do in San Diego?
Oh, well, I've been, I got in a good routine last year of getting up early and going to work out, walking around the city, getting smoothies, and then going to the park.
I was gonna say I'd like to look at you, Alan, but I will.
I'm not gonna move.
Let's do the other side. Good job. You look great.
What's this move right here?
That's great.
You spent 13 years in the minor leagues before ever making your major league debut. What kept you going?
The love of the game. The passion I had to play the game of baseball. People are like, how did you do that? How'd you do that? It was easy for me because I was playing baseball. I was at the AAA level. Time was flying by. And before you know it, I don't know how I became the old guy on the team. But to be able to make it, it was all worth it. Even though it was just a brief stint. I would not change my journey because it's prepared me for what I do now. I feel like I'm more sensitive to where a hitter is because I felt like I've been through a lot and experienced almost everything you can do as a hitter.
I'm gonna give you a break. Let's take it back to the mat and do some stretching.
Alan's killing it.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know if I'm killing it, but
You're looking great.
When you were playing, did you ever have any idea that you'd be a major league hitting coach?
my goal was to play till I was 40. It was always that goal. But I didn't start thinking about coaching seriously until a few years before I retired. My wife gave us the blessing, or gave me the blessing to she says, I want you to stay in it. And she knew my son loved to be in the locker room. So she goes, I want him to grow up in the locker room. So you can't beat it. I can't imagine what my son's going through to be able to grow up and hang out with these guys.
Let's do a comfortable cross-legged seat. And the whole reason that we do yoga is so that we can come into a peaceful place in our mind. The physical aspect of your practice can also translate into a mental and emotional practice as well.
That sounds like hitting.
Yeah.
That's what the good ones do, is keep their mindset clear as the pitches are coming fast one at a time, and be able to evaluate and focus and compete on the next pitch 6 seconds later. So that's pretty cool.
Well, thank you so much for joining us in this practice of yoga with this gorgeous view of the ballpark.
This was awesome. Thank you very much. This is cool.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Well, that'll do it for this week's episode of Padres POV. Thank you so much for joining us from the beautiful and peaceful Park of the Park. I'm Michelle Margot. Cue the rollout. Back here on Padres POV and sticking. Sorry.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, I gotta stick with my pose, sorry.
What was I talking about?